Hello, my name is Mayan Shaw with RVMax.us, and today I have this 2005 Alfa See Gold. Now this coach has a lot of custom upgrades as well as nice optional features that came from the factory when this was bought new. Now this is a one-owner coach, and we recently acquired it from the previous owners about a month ago, and then we took out the carpet, put in new flooring, which we'll talk about more later. Right now we're going to talk about the exterior of the coach, and then we'll get into the compartments. We're going to talk about the roof, and then we're going to get on the interior of the coach, and eventually we will get the coach on the road and give it a test drive. So up front, you'll notice that it has a full body paint, and you really don't see Alfas with this, and that's because this paint job was custom, and you'll see more of that later. Now it does have a diamond shield on the front, which is it's a 3M type shield, but it's made by Diamond, and there are some cracks in it here. But the paint underneath is in excellent condition, obviously. This is a protective cover. So there's some more stuff going on in the 3M down here. Again, that's not in the paint though. So if you remove this, it will reveal good paint. I mean, we do it all the time. If the 3M film or the diamond shield or whatever clear coat, like clear protective finish it has on the front of the coach, a lot of them have it, and they go bad, we'll take it off and it'll reveal pristine paint underneath, obviously, because it's there to protect. Now it does have side view cameras, you can see them right there, and it's got these massive dock lights right here too. So what this does is it'll help you if you're backing up in the dark. You've got two of them on each side. It'll illuminate the sides of the coach so you can see, make sure you're not going to run over a bush or anything like that. Now, it's got aluminum wheels all around. And by the way, if you take a look at these, it's got two window awnings on this side. These are both electric window awnings, which came as a surprise to me. I have yet to see Alfa with electric window awnings. I mean, we really don't get too many Alfas in stock. So, my experience isn't as extensive as maybe some others out there, but this is the first Alfa I've seen with electric window awnings. And they also have aluminum shrouds. And what the aluminum shrouds do is once they're rolled up, they stay protected from the UV and all the elements, which is a huge problem that you have if you don't have those aluminum shrouds. Now you can see how gorgeous this paint is. I mean, this is probably one of the best, if not the best looking Alfa out there. I would be willing to bet, at the very least, it's one of the best looking, because all the other ones are standard, it's okay, but they're white with a few decals on the side. This was actually a custom paint job done in 2012. And we actually have the original file and the exact colors that they use to provide evidence of this, but you don't really need any more evidence besides the fact that you don't see any other Alfas with this kind of a beautiful paint job that allows it to look the part, because it really strikes above its league with the features that it comes with, but now it looks the part as well. So up there you've got your rear backup camera. You've also got a bunch of lighting on top for your brake lights and running lights. Now this has a 10,000 pound towing capacity, and it also has a 400 horsepower Cummins 8.9 liter ISL, and that sends power to your rear wheels through a 3000 series Allison transmission. Let's step around the side. There's no delamination whatsoever on this coach. And really, I love when the slides are in, because you can really see the paint job very well. And this side has, it doesn't have the massive slide that the other one has. You could take a quicker glance at it. The paint is in excellent condition, and if you're familiar with Alfas, they have a lot of those pock marks. And some of them are a whole lot worse than others, and you really don't see Alfas without the pock marks. It was a thing that unfortunately came from the factory. This one has, I think, the only place it really has these pock marks is right here. And again, if you're familiar with Alfa, all of them have it, unless some people do get them repaired. And this one was probably repaired, but it came back after it got painted. And this really isn't that bad at all. If you see, a lot of Alfas are really bad. This is just a thing that comes with owning an Alfa. But of course, there are a whole lot of benefits that counter that. It's a very striking coach to look at. It looks very tall, especially in a 40-foot capacity, because if it was a 45, the proportions will look different and look a little shorter, but it is a taller coach. Even with the basement air conditioning system that it comes with, it certainly looks taller than most other comparable motorhomes. All right, so me being a total clown, even though I've grown up with RVs, Yeah, you have to have the generator running or your inverter on. You need the 110 power. You can't run these big, massive Gerards off of 12 volt. So now that I've got the generator running, I've got that power, I'm gonna press this button, and it's a one touch. You can stop it anywhere if you want by pressing the center button, but I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Now, this is a huge awning, and this is a really nice upgrade. I don't know if this came from the factory. I don't think this came from the factory. This is probably an upgrade that the previous owners did afterwards, but either way, it looks like it goes with the coach. They painted it to match, so it matches the rest of the paint. The colors are all perfectly synced up. This is a great awning to have. You can see how big it is. I mean, it goes almost to the rear slide. This is about the biggest awning you could get on this coach, unless you did the top mount, which would be a whole nother thing. So yeah, huge awning. This is an awning you'll see on Prevost coaches. You see that Prevost over there? That has the same awnings, by the way. Gerard's at the top of the line. So let's talk a little bit about the suspension before we move on to the storage compartments. Now, of course, it has all around air shock, air suspension, and full rotor brakes as well. So right there, by the way, this is your vent. This is where your air conditioner is. So it has a basement air conditioner system. Let's walk to the front, because the front has a ZF independent suspension setup, and this is hugely beneficial for ride quality. I've talked with customers who don't even want to buy a coach that doesn't have independent suspension, and it's a nice thing to have. And it also is one of those things that you don't see, but it sets apart the lower end coaches from the higher end coaches. And this is one of the many things that's underneath the skin of the coach that sets it apart. All right, let's go ahead and start on the compartments of the coach, and let's dig in a little bit. All right, we're gonna start our compartment tour of this coach with the front compartment, which stores your generator. Now, this is an 8 kilowatt generator made by Guardian, which is a Generac manufacturer. Now, what I've noticed with this coach and this generator is it is just slightly louder than the Onans. However, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. It is slightly louder than the comparable 7.5 kilowatt and 8 kilowatt Onan generators. However, when you're in the coach, it creates a slightly nicer noise because the Onans have this little rattling noise, especially the 7.5s, a little less prevalent on the 10,000 and 12.5 generators, but especially the 7.5s. They have this little rattle noise, and if you're familiar with RVs, you know what I'm talking about. This generator is a little deeper, and it doesn't have that little rattling noise. So it comes down to personal preference, really, what kind of noise you prefer. I prefer this noise. The PowerTechs also sound similar to this. Again, personal preference there. They've got a little storage compartment right here. You've also got your windshield wiper fluid tank up in front as well. Now, interestingly, this coach is equipped with a hydronic heating system, but it also comes with a propane-fired heating system as well. So that's an interesting specification that this thing has. But I guess it's probably nice. Let's see what's in here. Oh yeah, it also comes with 2 air compressors, and you have access points to the air right here. So this has a quick disconnect on it. If you want to jump out and check your tire pressure as well as top them off, you can do that quite easily from right there. Now, it does have dual fill-up capacity, so you've got a fill-up right here, as well as a fill-up on the other side, and it has a 150-gallon fuel tank, which is actually a really large fuel tank, and everything about these Alfas is huge. And by the way, I just noticed this. There's some little pocks here. Didn't notice that before. Very minor. Now, this is where your hydronic heating system is located. This is a HydroHot variation of it, and we've already tested it out. It works great. What this will do is it provides you with unlimited hot water, as well as heat for your furnace system. Now, right here is your propane tank, and up above you actually have storage capacity as well. That's a nice use of this area. Step over here. Now, this is a pass-through storage compartment right here, and it has a slide-out tray, but that slide-out tray is for the other side, but you still have access to everything if you'd like. Your water pump's actually located up there too. Oh, so there's a, okay, cool. I guess this is where you can plug into city pressure if you want. Very interesting. I've never seen this before. Cool. I like Alfas. They're very different from everything else. Right here is your wet bay. You've got an outside shower, as well as control panels. I mean, you know, you can turn your pumps on, things like that. And you actually have electric drain openers. So if you're plugged into a, let's say a campground, and you want to open your drain, you can do it from inside, I believe. Yeah, you can. You can do it from inside, or you can just come out here and push a button. So you can leave that valve open and just press the button, let it drain, and then it'll close. You can press close. So that is a really nice feature. So if you're plugged into full hookups, you don't want to leave your tanks constantly open. That's not good for your black tank. So you have to come out here and open it up. It's really annoying if you have full hookups and you're at a place for a week. You don't want to have to go out there and manually do it. But no, you don't have to. You can just press a button and have it drain automatically. Huge feature, very nice. And I think that's an overlooked feature, by the way. Right here are your chassis batteries. We already looked at the coach side batteries up where the generator are. These are your chassis batteries. Oh, that didn't shut. There we go. Right here, it looks like you just have some storage. I apologize, the coach is actually a little dirty. It's actually kind of really dirty, and I'm surprised it looks this good even though it is. We had it detailed, and then it's just been raining nonstop. Well, not nonstop, but it's been raining so much here in Greenville, South Carolina. It's hard to keep these things perfectly clean. Right here, you have your 50 amp power cord, and that is an electric reel, by the way. Super nice. Step around back. Like I mentioned, you got your ISL in there, radiators located in that box, 10,000 pound towing capacity. Got more storage right here. And like I mentioned earlier, that is where your basement air conditioner system is located, so that's a radiator for it. Right here, okay, looks like you have your hydraulic system on the left, and then some more electronics, probably control boxes. This is your passenger side dually. This has, the date codes on these Michelin tires are the 46th week of 2016. So they were probably put on in 2017, so they're about 3 years old, which is pretty good. All right, this is a massive storage compartment, as you can see. All right, so let's start here on the left. Now you have a Dometic. This is like an ice box. Let's see if I can figure out. There we go. Now this compartment needs some air shocks, as you can see. And that's like probably $16 to replace those two. Not a big deal. Nice. Okay. Yeah, so you can have a nice outdoor party out here. You can set the temperature. Looks really clean too. This is very nice. This is very nice to have. I think that's how that works. Oh, there we go. Yeah. And back behind it, you actually have more storage as well. So that's a big plus to have that little outside freezer, especially if you're going to plan on being tailgating and stuff. Not sure exactly how to open this. Take my sunglasses off so I can actually see. And all right, so we had to do a quick edit here, and that is because I was extremely surprised. I was like looking for a latch somewhere, completely out of my mind that this was electric, and it kind of tipped me off. I saw some electrical stuff back there, but I was like, no way. There's no way this Alfa has an electric slide tray. And this sounds like a minor feature, but let me give you a little backstory. You know, when I used to go camping when I was about 10, we did a California trip, and we went in a 2008 Monaco Signature. And I remember being so impressed that this Monaco Signature, you know, it's a big $250,000 coach at the time, that it had push-button electric slide trays. I was so impressed by this. And I used to love opening it up and pushing the little button to get them to slide out. I don't know why. To me, it was one of those things as a child that tipped me off that it was a special coach. And of course, you know, it's not a big thing that indicates you have a special coach, but generally, actually, you don't see this type of electric stuff unless you get to a $200,000, $300,000 coach. And even then, I just did a video on a 2019 Dutch Star, and I don't think that had electric. Yeah, it didn't. So it's pretty cool that this is. So the button's up here, and you just press it and it slides out. That is so cool. I simply couldn't believe that it had this. And look at that, it does. So this just frees up your back, especially if you have something heavy in here. Now this is actually a plastic cover, so it's a metal tray. You can adjust it if you want and get more depth, but this is like an organization tray. And it goes all the way to the other side. So big plus. And these can go, you can keep them, or looks like you got extra stuff in there. You can chuck them if you want. Maybe have some extra useful stuff in it, but this is stuff from the previous owners. And it may have useful things that are relevant to the coach. There it is, locked in place. Super cool. Now this one is just a manual, which is what I was expecting to have. I can't believe that it has that. That's pretty impressive. Like I mentioned, there's a lot more than that to this coach than meets the eye if you're familiar with Alfas. Right here you have another large storage compartment. It's not fully passed through. Now this is a raised rail XC chassis, straight rail setup. You got a big storage. Everything about Alfa is just big. It's big. It's very American. And I quite like that, actually. You got super tall ceilings, huge compartments, massive slides. Very interesting setup, and they're very unique, and I like that. All right, I'm going to get on the roof, and this thing has a special trick up its sleeve about the roof. So let's go talk about that. All right, we're up on the roof now, and that special trick up its sleeve that I was mentioning is, guess what? This is a fiberglass roof. That's right, you heard me right. It's a fiberglass roof. Alfa's standard roof construction is a multi-layer construction that comes with a TPO rubber roof. Well, a lot of people refer to them as rubber roof, but technically they're called TPO roofs. And this is a fiberglass roof. And this was done by the previous owners aftermarket, but they did it at a professional place. As you can tell, I mean, it looks fantastic. It's crowned and it's fiberglass. That is a fantastic upgrade. Right here, you got your shower skylight. Still a little bit tacky and squishy. Seals looks excellent. And the seals on this side actually match the color of the coach. I don't know if they did that on purpose, but I like that. Now the rear caps were already fiberglass. And right here is actually where you could have a satellite dish. And it looks like it's been taken out. And maybe they never used it. Normally you have an in-motion satellite dish here. It is wired and set up for if you want to put one back in. But maybe they never used it and they just wanted to reduce weight while they were doing this. But this is a massive plus. By the way, check out these fan vents. That one looks like a Max Air. I don't know about that one, but they're painted. They're painted to match the coach, and this is beautiful. These are the touches that you want to see if you're buying a used coach. I mean, this one has been loved on. They spent a lot of money on upgrades, and it's one owner, but impressive to see that they put these on and they match the color of the paint. This is also new. This is not original from '05. That's a new antenna. That's your standard antenna. Then you have your wind guard satellite dish right there. Front main cab looks excellent as well. No clear coat issues whatsoever. Again, I've been superbly impressed by this thing. You know, the more I spend time with it, I realize all the upgrades that has been done, and yeah, this is an impressive Alfa, to say the least. All right, let's get back down, and you're gonna see me on the interior. Or actually, will you? I don't know, you're about to find out.
All right, so we're on the inside of this coach now, and when you first walk in, it has a very homey and cozy feel to it. We took out the carpet in here and put in a luxury vinyl flooring, and we also put it on the slide out. Over here, we have 2 recliners, and you have this little end table thing that you can move around so you can put it wherever you want. There are really big windows in this RV. Like, all of the walls are practically windows. There's also a lot of cabinet space up here because the ceilings are really tall. I can't open them up because I'm really short, but over here in the kitchen area, you have really nice Corian counters, and you have a dual sink with, instead of Corian inserts, you have cutting board inserts. So they really use up the countertop space in here. You have a filtered water and a vegetable spray over here too. And it has a garbage disposal. Haven't seen that before. You have a trash can in here. And then here, you have a 3-burner gas stove. Then you also have an oven, which you don't see very often anymore. And I really like the tile in here. It matches the Corian counters and the shower really well. You have a convection microwave oven. And your refrigerator, household refrigerators over here. They put it pretty high up, so I couldn't really reach up there, but if you are taller, you could reach. Then you also have a freezer with an ice maker as well. Over here, this is a cool looking pantry because you can open it from this side, or if you want, you can open it from this side. It has little shelves and some like barrier things so they don't go flying off while you're driving. You have your dinette over here, and the leaf is already in it, so this is fully extended. You have a little counter space area here. I guess you could put some food here if you're like serving. Lots of drawer space in here. You have a big cabinet up here, which has like some owner's manuals in it. Then you have a big couch over here. And I really like these pillows. It's a nice detail that they match the backsplash, I don't know what it's called, accents of the windows. We also have this little table here. It's like a coffee table. We can take it out, or y'all can keep it if you want. Up front, you have a smart TV. And if you look up here, I can't reach it, but if up here, there is a cool air conditioning system that we're going to insert a clip of Mayan explaining how it works.
All right, so how this air conditioning works actually, so up top, that's actually a return, and what it does is it actually ventilates the cool air through ductwork on the ground in the coach. So the idea is cold air is more dense, so it will go to the bottom, and hot air is less dense, more spread out. If you can remember some of your basic chemistry. So the hot air rises, obviously, as most people know. So you have your cold air coming through the bottom and your warm air going up through, there's another return right there, going through the returns of the ceiling, which gives you a really even amount of cooling in the coach, because as you can imagine, it's a very tall space in here, so it's nice that it has that system and has the basement. They call it whisper duct, so it's really quiet. I mean, you can barely hear it. Significantly quieter than the rooftop air conditioners. Now, the purpose of this guy right here, that is a roof air conditioner, the purpose of that is to assist in cooling. So if it's like a 100-degree day and you left the coach outside with nothing on, you come in here and greenhouse effect takes place and it's like 120 in here, and you want to get it cooled down real quick, you can turn both the 27,000 BTU basement air conditioning system on, and you can turn that roof air conditioner on at the same time to help it cool down quicker. But eventually you can just turn it off, or heck, you don't even have to turn it on in the first place. So the air conditioning system is very special. I love basement air conditioning systems. They're so quiet, and they're honestly my favorite way to go. Drawbacks being they're a little harder to access if you need to maintenance it, but that's a small price to pay for the significant quieter as far as decibel levels go compared to the roof air conditioning system. Now this is interesting. You have your meters here for all your power. So you got shore, and they look beautiful. I mean, it looks like a yacht, meters area. I like that a lot, actually. You don't see that often. Most times they're like in a compartment, and they look not as beautiful as this. Obviously, this is not real wood, but it does the part. I mean, it looks great. Also have some controls over here. And let me show you the control for your hydro hot system. So right here you have the hydro hot system, electric as well, and you have your level tests as well, and then your Atwood propane fired as well. So this is a very interesting setup to have both a propane and a hydronic system, but heck, I mean, why not more? This is one of those things that makes me feel like this is such an American RV, and I love the fact that it has that feel about it. It's super tall, super big. It's got more systems than you could ever want to use, but you know what? I'll take all of that. I like having more than I need, because if something breaks, imagine if one system breaks, heck, you got a backup system. It's really a neat coach, very unique motorhome here.
All right, let's take a step to the back. So right here, you have your washer dryer combo, which you could take out if you wanted to use it for storage. Some more cabinet space up here as well. And then back here, you also have a separation door that separates your bathroom area and your bedroom from the rest of it. So right here you have your bathroom, your toilet area. You can take a step in there and look at it. It's a pretty good size. I can't remember if I mentioned, it has heated tile. So all the tile throughout the RV is heated. Have your sink area and some medicine cabinet space. Some extra cabinet space down here and some drawers. And then you have your really big shower. This is a really big shower. You have to step into it, but it has a handle here for help. You also have like a little bathtub area. I guess you could sit there and shave your legs or something if you wanted to. It's really tall. This RV has really tall ceilings. I can't reach them, so I can take a shower just fine here. Plenty of space. You have your shower head. And you also have some little soap dispensers in here as well. And then in the bedroom area, you have a really big closet. It goes all the way on the other side as well. I really like how the closet has mirrors. So really big mirrors in here. It makes it look more open and bigger. You have a little shelf space over there too, so you can put like some shoes or something over there where that window is. This is a full-size bed. And over here, you have a TV, which you could probably take out and update it, since that TV is practically ancient nowadays. And I think that is about it. So now we are going to go take it out on the road and do a test drive, and Maya's going to tell you how it drives. So let's get to that.
All right, as we pull out of the storage facility here to go get this thing on the highway, it has a 252-inch wheelbase, which makes it really easy to just whip in and out of here. You know, some of the other competing manufacturers have 40-foot coaches, and their wheelbases will be out sometimes up above 270. I've seen 280. They have some long 40-foot coaches with long wheelbases. Now, the benefit of having this 252-inch wheelbase, which is not as short as you'd see in like a 36-footer, 37-footer even. Occasionally you will. But, you know, it's a little longer than that, but it's still short enough to where it's easy to manipulate the coach and get it in and out of tight little spaces like this. All right, we're just now merging onto the highway, and I gotta say, this coach feels really good. I just came out of producing another video, or presenting another video, I should say, and the lack of squeaking and rattling in this coach is exceptional. Make sure that's shut all the way. Reduce that wind noise there. I had that window open. We have some wind noise. We have around average wind noise here. I'm doing about just under 70 miles an hour. I'm going to go in and set cruise control real quick. But there's nearly no sounds of rattling and squeaking. Occasionally, if you hit a bump, like you see we've just hit a few times, there was a little rattle. But when you're just sitting on the road planted like the coach is right now, there's really not much squeaking and stuff. It's a really excellent driving coach. Very stable. We've got a 252-inch wheelbase here on this coach, which kind of puts it in the medium range of how long a wheelbase will go on a 40-footer. And I kind of like this sweet spot, especially if you get into the super long wheelbase 40-foot coaches. They can sometimes be a little unruly on the highway, but that can be overcome by buying a proper manufactured chassis, from a good manufacturer with good specs on it, such as this one. That this coach has the Freightliner XC chassis with independent front suspension in it, which significantly helps with your rolling stability. So if you go around a corner, all the weight is shifting, from one side to the other, to the outside of the corner, and this will cause the coach to roll, and it'll become to feel more unstable as you have too much weight on the tires on your left side. So the independent suspension significantly helps with countering that roll, and it provides more of a supple ride, but it's supple within but it keeps itself balanced very well. So you get the best of both worlds with the upgraded independent front suspension. Now on Roadmaster chassis, they don't have anything called the independent front suspension. They have a four. It's like a box. They call it an H box, where there's 4 airbags on it, and it's sort of a box assembly for the steering rack. So they use a different type of system that provides them what they want out of the Roadmaster chassis. Now here in this XC chassis, we've got the independent suspension, and in my opinion, there's a lot more suppleness in this suspension over the Roadmaster. It's a totally different type of feel. I would more compare it to this car, or this coach rides like a Lexus, but with BMW type feel. So I'm getting a good bit of feel through the steering. However, the ride is a little more supple, and it feels like the suspension is traveling a little more than I would on competing chassis manufacturers such as Roadmaster. And that is up to personal preference. But the Roadmaster rides a little different, where it's more on the ground. This is really the best of both worlds if you really enjoy the comfortable floating feeling. However, the Roadmaster it feels like you're lower on the ground, so it's personal preferences, but there's no doubt about the fact that this is more supple. And we're getting back on the highway here. I'm checking my mirrors out of habit, but also I have my side camera that automatically comes up. And by the way, that is an upgraded head unit. It's touchscreen, Bluetooth, HD radio, all the good stuff you want. So my phone's actually connected to it right now. But as you can see, it settles on the rear-facing camera. So if you're going to be towing something, you can watch it there on your camera, and it automatically sets to that position. If you indicate, it'll go to the left. If you indicate to the left, and if you indicate to the right, it'll show you a right camera. Pretty straightforward. You can also manually activate those cameras if you'd like. But overall, this coach feels really good. It's got plenty of power. It does go down the road very well. And I like the fact that I can still get a lot of feeling out of this, the steering, while providing that supple feel to the suspension. All right, done. 4 porch lights on the passenger side. This is really cool. Normally you see 1, sometimes 2 outdoor lights. This one has a total of 4. It's pretty impressive. The back 3 are larger lights, and the front light above the entrance is a little smaller. But either way, it provides a good amount of light out here. Noting that my camera has a light on it, so the lighting is a touch artificial. I just want to point that out. But in this lighting, even at night, let me turn the light off. Even with no artificial light, besides the lighting at the storage facility, the paint really glimmers. It is a high quality paint job. I mean, this is no entry-level full body paint. Back here, you see that little grill there? That's for your air conditioner. Of course, for the basement air conditioning system, that's ducted. And then you have the 8.9 liter ISL Cummins here. And the paint looks great. This is a small little fact, but the taillights look really nice on this bus. Like crystal clear. All the dock lights are super bright. So what you want to see. And there's actually 2 of them on this side of the coach. Headlights look good. They look like updated BMW headlights almost. You see the little halos? Let's see if we can get this camera to focus. There we go. You see the halos?